name's Ty Faruki. I'm a photographer exhibiting here.
Could you tell us, how did you find out about the exhibition? How did you get involved?
My first initial steps were really for my own project. I wanted to find out a little bit more about what I would expect when visiting Ukraine. So I contacted the Ukrainian Society, and they put me in touch with a lot of good people in Ukraine, and especially Kharkiv, where I was staying.
That's very nice. Could you tell us, how did you enjoy the works of other people? Because it's very important to compare your work to others, and you must have a certain feeling about their work.
Yeah, sure. Photography is very subjective, but for me, obviously, I have a particular taste. I like to look at very striking images, and obviously the work you got here by Sergei is very striking indeed. He's sort of captured the movement, the essence, and also he's contracted a lot of eye contact in his photographs. So it's very easy to do, but it's also very difficult to portray in an image when it's out in print.
Have you been to Ukraine at all, and how long did you stay there?
I went to Ukraine this year in August time. I stayed there for 9 days. Went to Donetsk and the Luhansk region as well. Stayed there, slept overnight with the soldiers. Got a really good warm welcome from them. They gave up their beds. They didn't even ask me whether I wanted food. They gave it to me anyway. And I just got a really great reception from them.
Tell us, right here, right now, you must have seen people looking at your work. Are you satisfied with the turnaround of people? Do you think you got the message to them through your work?
I'm satisfied with the people that are coming here. I think as a collective togetherness of photographers exhibiting their work, the message got across. We've got elements of culture, we've got elements of the war, elements of history as well. So I really do think that all of them together really do represent what Ukraine is and what Ukraine is about. But I do think that sometimes you can exhibit your work on your own and put your own story across. But for people to understand more, exhibits like these are needed. More of them are needed, indeed.
Do you exhibit your own work somewhere? Is it planned to be exhibited somewhere? We can tell people about it, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be exhibited. It's going to be my own, which there's going to be 2 exhibits. One will be focusing on the sort of similarities between Bosnian war and the Ukrainian war. Obviously, 2 different subjects, but also at the same point, they have like very strong similarities in the post-war progression. So, as I sort of touched on earlier, was about the landmine issue. Countries that don't sign up to the Geneva Convention tend to go a little crazy with the planting of landmines. And in Ukraine, it's a very big problem at the moment. No one's really drawing enough attention to it. And I think it really does need to be highlighted before it gets out of hand. In Bosnia, this year I visited there, and they believe that it's going to be a minimum of 30 years before they start seeing any progression. Landmines are going off in the capital of Sarajevo. When mudslides start to come during the rainy season, they slip down further towards the housing, the residential areas. In Ukraine, it's going to be the same issue as well, as if nobody brings any attention to it. And there's no one doing that at the moment. I mean, let alone there being any coverage in the media of the actual war. There needs to be a lot more attention drawn to this aspect, because people live there. And if Donetsk and Luhansk are going to slip away from the Ukrainian authorities, then they're going to be managing themselves, and do they have the resources to take care of themselves? Are they going to be getting any help from Russia? Are they going to get any help from the Ukrainian side? I mean, with the withdrawal of pensions and benefits by the state in Kiev, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a Ukrainian solution, so it's going to have to be an international community and get together, definitely.
Do you think there is enough coverage by the British media of the problem currently? Because I think most people think, oh, it's far away, it's miles away, but really it's 3.5 hours flight.
It's not far away, no. If you put it generally, if you put it into, if you compare where Ukraine is, it's just above Turkey. That's a tourist destination. So how much further can the conflict stretch? Will it stretch any further? I don't know, but yeah, you're right. It's only 3.5 hours. Especially that the flights have all been shut off towards the east, and if you do want to, you have to get a connecting flight from the capital. And that's a big problem when that starts to happen, when you can't get a direct flight to the east. It used to be, obviously, that you were able to, but now they've been shut off. Tourism will bomb, and people will associate the eastern war with the central part of Ukraine as well. Something really does need to be done, and if it's not done now, then when will it be resolved?
Do you think that exhibitions like this will help British public hopefully understand the conflict more and understand the tragedy of it rather than just inconvenience?
It does help, but also at the same time we do need an amalgamation of film and pictures. So the films that we had here today, we need more of those. And I think if people are to comprehend the severity of the situation, then we're going to need more filmmakers to come forward, donate their time, their expertise, but also the footage that they've come out with as well. Because we're leaning towards a time in history where everything is more visual. So if you go onto social media now, everything that inspires interest in a person, it comes from film and video. That's why there have been a lot of companies like BuzzFeed who have had a lot of success, and it's because of video. It's not because of anything else. People, the sort of attention spans of everyone is getting shorter and shorter. So pictures help, but film definitely helps as well. For me though, photographs are a lot stronger, but they go hand in hand with film and they go hand in hand with journalism as well.
So what is your focal point of this exhibition? What is your favourite part of this exhibition?
I think for me it was seeing the differences in opinion that people are expressing here today. I think that a lot of the time, when you come to an exhibition like this, and I've been to quite a few as well, not for just my own work, but for other people's work as well, it tends to, and I'm going to be honest here, it tends to be a vanity project. So here, there's a lot of people who actually show a lot of passion for the cause and the problems that are actually associated with Ukraine. So it's great to see divided opinion, because if we're all thinking the same, is it the right way to think? Is it not? But divided opinion sparks a lot of conversation and asks a lot of questions, and that's good to see here today, I believe.